Before we start today's show, today we want to give a big shout out to Buzz TV. Man, Buzz TV has some really good devices, man. Like this last year, they've come up with some good stuff, and this new year, I'm excited to see what they got.
Yo, it's going to be straight fire. Some devices and features, because I don't want to say one or the other. With Buzz TV, it's hand in hand. They've dropped some fire devices and some amazing features that are always taking things to the next level.
So don't forget to check out the description below.
You know, no matter where you guys are listening, watching, whatever from, make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button, that like, drop us a comment, and the reviews actually help us a great deal. If you're looking to do anything for us in this year coming and beyond, the reviews help other viewers like yourself find this podcast and enjoy it as well. So thank you guys. And with all that being said, let's start the show.
And we are, I have no idea. I'll start with this. What's up, dude? What do you have right there? What are you eating?
Timbits. I think you guys call them donut holes.
Yeah, donut holes. Oh, man. So, okay. I didn't even get a chance to talk to Next Level about E3 just yet. I just sent him a video and said, well, I let him watch it first. And then...
But yo, hold on. Before we get started,
yeah.
How was your weekend? What did you do in the weekend? Did you have a good weekend?
I had a great weekend.
Because we haven't even talked.
No kidding. We haven't really. It's been crazy.
Why you always gotta be so business? Like, yo, what's up,
dude? I'm half excited and half pissed about E3. Like that's why I'm just like, oh, let's just get this going. No, it was good. I got me. My weight cage showed up last week on Thursday.
Oh yeah, because you're hooking up your garage, right?
Yeah. So I got some weights. I got an Olympic barbell or Olympic bar. I got about 300 pounds worth of weights.
So I got about 300 pounds too.
So yeah, it's going good. I'll share this with you because I haven't told you anything yet. I am going to be hooking up our projector. And I am going to hook up a Fire Stick on there. And I'm going to hook up 2 Echoes, 4 generations, the 4th generation speakers. And I'm going to combine them to make a stereo sound, left and right.
Nice.
I'm waiting for Prime Day to show up, which should be this weekend.
Yo, we got robbed here. They canceled our Prime Day.
Nah.
I was waiting. Because, there's certain things that I like to get a Prime Day. And I get excited because I usually follow the American news side. And I'm like, all right, Prime Day is coming out real soon. I'm excited. And then I Google Canada and it's like, nah, because of COVID, you guys are screwed. And I'm like,
well, I guess we have to send a care package out there. So I'm kind of stoked. A lot of stuff. I actually need to pull out the projector that I have and see about if it could hold it. That way I could put it up.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to do a couple things. So that's kind of like the last thing that I'm doing major. We are getting a treadmill. So yeah, not too bad. We'll see.
Sounds good.
How's your weekend?
I went exploring a little bit because I'm possibly moving in a few months. So I was checking out the area. I actually found 3 beaches within 15 minutes of my house. So nice. I went to go check them out.
Now you got to start working out again if you want to take your shirt off.
I mean, if other people are upset with it, they can just take off their glasses. I don't care.
Like, close your eyes.
Close your eyes.
Like, damn it, stop looking at my nips.
I'm perfectly fine with how I look.
You're like, stop looking at my nips. Yeah, keeping those donuts.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
shit.
just busy, just trying to get my mind right for the move, preparing everything, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah,
Sweet.
excited. But besides
Awesome.
that, I'm here.
Cool. Okay. So I guess let's just repeat what happened. I sent you a video,
Uh-oh.
and after you were done watching the video, what did you say?
I was like, all right, that's it. Kind of like, I seen a couple games that were like, okay, I know for sure a lot of people are huge on like Rainbow Six. Like my son plays Rainbow Six religiously. So a new Rainbow Six, that's cool. People are going to be interested. I know for myself, I'm not huge on like scary games or games that kind of portray like a scarier aspect. Like even in Call of Duty, the zombie stuff, I'm not a huge fan of. Like I don't even care. And it's not because I'm scared. It just doesn't interest me. Like I don't care. It's a video game, zombies, whatever. I don't really care.
So my response was, this is the best of the best that's come out.
So then I immediately said, so then you're disappointed, right? Like if this is the best that you're showing me right now and I don't really have a reaction, I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's okay. Like it didn't get excited. And the strangest thing to me was I saw nobody talking about it. Like absolutely nobody. Like on Twitter, I see no tweets. I see nobody talking about this stuff. And maybe it's just because I'm not following people. That's what I automatically assumed. But after you said that you're kind of disappointed, I was like, oh, well, okay. But at the same time, too, like I have to ask, do you think companies are going to be moving more to their own style events? Like if we're looking at PlayStation, they're doing their own event. No?
No, I don't think so. I think if you show up to a convention and you're going to start announcing stuff, then you better start announcing some stuff.
Okay,
And
but
everything that was announced. Okay, let's just kick this off. Let's just kick this off. And I'm pretty sure these aren't even going to be clips. Because they're going to be dated if we do clip it.
Yeah.
But let's just start this right now with Nintendo. The game that looked pretty cool was that Mario plus Rabbids.
That looked like a classic Mario Nintendo 64 game to me.
Right. Yeah.
Like here's the been released on 64 and I've been like, okay, that looks like it came out when 64 came out.
Right. Here's the thing though. That was the best that came out for the Switch. Remember how I was saying it would be really cool if Nintendo announced some kind of new console or new something?
Switch Pro or something. Yeah.
Not even this is the new console. Just freaking give me the Dreamcast done by Nintendo.
NVIDIA brought to you by Nintendo or something.
Dude, something. I watched into what you're saying, how nobody was really talking about it. I had to actually search E3. I had to search E3, like, what's going on today? The next day, what's going on today? I didn't want to show you this video from Nintendo's because it was horrible. Put it this way, 90% of the games had the style and feel of Legend of Zelda back from NES days. Back from like the 90s from Nintendo, the first Nintendo. How you have the flat screen and you see the little guy running around like this,
Yeah.
And you saw, it was almost like a maze. Like you're trying to move him around, trying to break stuff. And, dude, I'm not even kidding you. There is a dozen games that came out that looked exactly like it, except different colors, different characters, different stories, different quests. But the game mechanics look just like that. And I'm just like, dude, is Nintendo not doing anything? Because that Mario plus Rabbids are the ones that are doing that game. That's not Nintendo. They said that the company that was doing all the Rabbids stuff, they're doing that and adding Mario in it. So now I'm kind of thinking like, okay, are you guys going to surprise us in September? Like, hey, we're dropping a console, by the way. Now here's a couple games. Or are we waiting to, or are you guys so focused on the new console? You guys are saying like, you know what? All you indie companies want to put some new games for the Switch, go for it. But we're not throwing any new games right now because we're making a new console. I don't know. I wish they would have said something.
Right.
But Nintendo had crap. Literally nothing.
Rabbids Invasion. I'm looking up Rabbids now because they look familiar. I just don't know much about them. Like what their gameplay is like on their own games or anything like that.
Their gameplay on that one, it's kind of like what you saw in the video.
Right.
But all the other games are the ones that I'm talking about that look like freaking Legend of Zelda from back in the 90s.
But do you think because the Switch has seen so much success with games like Animal Crossing that they're just trying to keep a lot of the games that kind of style to just keep that audience there?
I don't think so. Like, where's Mario Kart?
Yeah.
Where's an expansion set of Mario Kart? Where's Mario Party?
Yeah, for real. Like, the only reason I bought my Switch was for Mario Kart. That's the only reason I bought it.
Dude, there's probably like about 10 games that are like Mario. That the word starts Mario. Mario Kart, Mario World, Mario Smash Brothers, like Mario
Mario.
Mario, yeah, Mario Galaxy, Mario, yeah, dude, nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I'm kind of thinking like
Mario
they're working
Tennis.
on those games for the next console. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
So, okay. Here's the next thing. I'm deleting this from our list. Nintendo one.
You sound like you're deleting it from your life.
I want to. Here's another one that I was super pissed about.
Oh my god.
Super mad. Now, I know there's a game coming out like I think part 2 should be coming out actually like this week or next week. But Square Enix, they're the ones that are big with the Final Fantasies. They had this game called Guardians of the Galaxy that's coming out.
Guardians of the Galaxy, like Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Which looked decent.
Uh-huh.
Here's the only downside of it.
Okay.
You could only play as Peter Quill.
What the hell? Everybody wants to be Rocket. Everybody wants to be Groot. Like,
dude, they had grown man Groot in there. Or I should say old man Groot. They had old man Rocket. He had like a goatee and everything. Like all the characters just looked older. They did like an older version of the Guardians. Like they just aged.
It's stupid. It's like if you came out with a Mandalorian game and you only let people play with, I don't know, the Mando instead of Baby Yoda. Like people want to be those iconic characters.
It sucks, dude. It looked, and the thing is, like the game and everything looked really good.
Yeah,
but people were comparing it to, the Avengers video game that it had so much potential, but it kind of like, it's like whatever, you know. But they're saying even worse because you could only play one character, and they're saying maybe hopefully they'll be able to open it up later or DLCs that you could use the other characters. But dude, the game looked really good. But I'm like only and you could command the other characters, you just can't play them. So you could tell Rocket go over there and do this. You could tell Groot take care of that. You could tell them to go do stuff. You just can't play them. Sad. Now, this game I'm semi excited, but I'm not really sure because I didn't get too much information on it. They're doing a Final Fantasy Battle Royale type of game, where it looks like a bunch of players could come on. Now, I don't know if this is similar to Fortnite, but it seems like Final Fantasy is doing a Battle Royale type game.
So I don't know if I'm over all this Battle Royale stuff, but once you create the ability to sell skins in any one of these games, then what's the point of coming out with a whole new game just to have those characters? It's not like they get new moves.
Right.
it's not like they get smarter, stronger, like different attributes. Like, like honestly, like I had this discussion with Digital where we were talking while we were playing Call of Duty the other day, and I was like, doesn't make sense for me to buy skins for Call of Duty. And I said the only way I'm gonna buy characters in a game is if it's a game like Mortal Kombat. Because if I buy that character, I'm getting different moves, I'm getting different finishing moves, like I'm getting different whatever, right? It changes the gameplay. But why am I going to go look like Bruce Willis or Rambo and it doesn't change anything? And I don't even see it when I'm playing. I guess it's bragging points, but I don't like, I guess you got to be like really into it for that. I don't know, man.
Now, I do have the Battle Pass Royale from Fortnite, which I get free skins and they give you free monies to purchase stuff. And it's kind of like a bragging thing, like, oh, look, check it out. I got this character. But that's pretty much it. And I'm still playing Fortnite. I'm not as hyped as I was before. I'm kind of I almost want to stop my membership on it because I don't know how much longer I'll be playing that game. You know what I mean? And then the thing that sucks is like I spent all this money buying skins and buying all that stuff. So it's kind of like, well, what do I do? So I don't know what they're doing with Final Fantasy Battle Royale. We'll see. There's another Final Fantasy game, of course. They have to have like, oh, and don't talk about the remasters. I'm like, come on. I'm like, I get it. They want to like Final Fantasy 7 is going to be coming out part 2, which I'm excited about.
Okay.
Because it's like a brand new game, literally. It's like they redid the whole thing. But they have this one called Final Fantasy Origins. And one of the characters, I guess, leads into Final Fantasy Part 1. But this is like before all that stuff. The people who did the game called Ninja Gaiden are doing this game.
Yo,
and
wasn't that Sega?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yo, enough people love that game still.
The mechanics on this thing is supposed to be third party plus Ninja Gaiden style.
Oh.
And it looked interesting, but from what it looked like it was just smash buttons. There's no strategy, there's no role, or there's no combinations of nothing. It's just smash, which reminds me of a game called Diablo, which is just
I remember
smash.
Diablo.
Yeah.
I played Diablo.
It was just, but the thing is, back in the day, it was cool because that's all you did, jump around and smash. Yeah. Now you kind of want like, hey, could I do like X circle X or square 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 or
up down right left
something?
Like,
yeah, something. You know, dude. So the senses of Square Enix from everybody was disappointment and trash. A lot of people were saying like, is it just me? Or is Square Enix doing nothing? And it was kind of sad, dude. Like literally I was like, okay, they're going to remaster some games, but like if they're going to remaster a game, just do it brand new. Like Final Fantasy 7 remastered. The game is a brand new game. It's the story's similar.
Right.
Or actually, the story is actually the same, but the gameplay, the maps, like the characters, the way you play and interact is completely different, which is cool because that game came out in PlayStation 1 days.
Yeah, I remember we had a podcast and you were like, it took 14 CD-ROM discs for me to get to the first boss. I don't know.
So now part 2 comes out sometime this month, and I'm excited about it because I'm like, sweet, I get to continue the story.
Right.
I had to wait a freaking year, but whatever. And it's on my PlayStation 5 now, so I'm like, oh, the graphics are going to be killer.
Right.
But dude, so I don't know what they're going to remaster. I hope it's not Final Fantasy 8 or 9.
So here's a question for you, right? If last gen consoles lasted a decade, right? This gen consoles, like your PS5 or my Xbox Series X, are they going to last longer than a decade?
No.
You don't think so, right?
No.
But either way, they're going to be at least a good 5 years, you would say, right?
They should last about 8 to 10 years.
8 to 10 years. Okay. So if the consoles are lasting longer than ever before, right? Because I remember when like first Nintendo came out, then Super Nintendo, and then like consoles were coming out all the time when we were younger, right? So my question is, if consoles are lasting longer than ever before, do you think that mainstream titles, because of the aid of DLCs, will last longer than before? Like they wouldn't have to come out with a Mario Kart every year.
Mm-mm.
No,
I don't think
you
so.
want to.
I think if like, okay, for Mario Kart, they should have the Mario Kart that comes out 2022 with a bunch of like extras that you can get throughout the year. The following year, because that's I guess that's like a party game. They should have like DLCs where there's like new tracks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
the following year. But with games like Final Fantasy, what they're doing right now, okay, Final Fantasy 7, hey, here's part 1 that comes out this year. Here's part 2 that comes out next year. Here's part 3 that comes out the following year. That keeps me engaged.
But why can't you have part 2 and 3 as a DLC?
Because if you do a DLC, your DLC gameplay is not going to be that long. Like, okay, here's a good example. Oh my gosh, what's the name of the game? Not Far Cry, starts with an F. Fallout,
okay.
So Fallout 4, that was the last one.
Yeah.
They had like 4 or 5 different DLCs that you can go and do these adventures and stuff.
Right.
It didn't take that long to beat that extra little map. And then you came back to the main story. I think what they should have done with Fallout 4 is you do your story, and once you're done, they should have done a part 2 of that where it's a whole new game. It continues off where you left off though. But you know what I mean? Like right now, like Fallout 4, for example,
right.
The game story is done. It's done. The next one they have to do is Fallout 5. You know what I mean? They're done with that game. And that's the thing. When if these games last 10 years, they should have a strategy plan to say, hey, like Final Fantasy 7 is freaking genius. And the reason why they're doing it is because it's such a big story game.
Yeah.
They're just like, you know what? Let's just divide this into like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Let's do that.
Right.
But to your case, like Halo, for example, once you're done with the game Halo, they're done. It's cool. Now we're going to have to make a whole other Halo game that's not going to come out until the next console. See you in 10 years.
Right.
That sucks. To me, that's kind of like, cool, I just played this Halo game, and now you guys are just adding some battle royales or some stuff that you could play online, like a 5v5 or whatever, which is like, okay, you're trying to keep me engaged in the game, but I'm going to get burnt out pretty quick. Like a Mortal Kombat, I'm going to get burned out after like a day.
How long do you think it's going to take for consoles, AI, software, and hardware to be able to, I guess, take DLCs and randomize an output for you, where they can randomize like letters, or like not letters, but like environments and storylines to create?
They're already doing that.
They're already doing that, right?
Yeah. Right now, PlayStation 4 is started to do that with Spider-Man Miles Morales.
PlayStation 5, right?
4. It came out, that game I think came out for the 4.
Okay.
I think.
Because wouldn't that help make DLCs smaller in size and more like robust?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but they need to figure something out, because like Square Enix had the right idea with Final Fantasy 7, but everything that they're coming out with right now is like what? Okay, let's keep moving on. There's some more games here that I want to bring up. And before, like, I want to get to that video that I showed you, but not yet. Xbox is the next big one. So Forza Horizon 5. There is some overhype, I think, on that game.
listen, I've played Forza. Forza's a good game, like the previous ones. The only reason I like to play Forza is for the graphics. I don't care about the storyline. I don't care about the gameplay. I don't care about anything else. It's got some dope ass graphics every time it comes out, and I'll play it for a race or two, and then I'm good. I got my Forza fix. I'm out.
I'm a Gran Turismo type of guy.
We see, I never had PlayStation, so I can't say yay or nay to that.
Gran Turismo. Okay, Forza 5 looks like the previous Gran Turismo. I'm just like, okay, graphics look good. It looks like the last Gran Turismo from the PlayStation 4 days. And people were hyping how great the graphics were on the new Forza Horizon Forza 5, you know? And I'm just like, okay, it looks good, but they were talking about a car battle royale in that thing too. They're talking about like some mini games. They showed a car driving around and knocking down some bowling pins. It was just like, it's like, okay,
the
whatever.
whole reason people like Forza is because of how real it is. Knocking down bowling pins is not a relatively realistic objective when it comes to racing in real life.
Mm-hmm.
You're deterring away from the realism,
right?
But the graphics, holy crap! I'm looking at a trailer right now, and damn.
Look up Gran Turismo, dude.
Okay, but I haven't seen any in-game graphics, and there's usually a difference, you know.
They have there's some in game. They had a gameplay in there that was like pretty good. But when I look at it, I'm just like, Gran Turismo. They're doing the same thing, but I feel Gran Turismo is it's more realistic when it comes to driving. Like I used to have the foot pedal and the wheel and all that stuff, and it always felt like more realistic when I drove,
right?
You know, and I know Forza is getting to that point too, where they're trying to make it more realistic. But I've been Gran Turismo since day one, so that's where we're at on that one. The next game that Xbox came out with or is coming out with is called Contraband, which are the same guys that did Just Cause. I don't know if you ever played the game Just Cause.
Nah, man, I'm not a huge gamer, to be fair with you. I usually stick on one game and I'll play that until I get bored and I move on to another one, like very long periods of times.
So Contraband, it looks promising. I don't know if the graphics will be better than Just Cause. I hope it is, because Just Cause graphics aren't that great, but the gameplay is amazing on it. I don't know. They had that game that they announced. They had another one called Redfall, Stalker 2 that looked decent. They looked all right. It's just like, okay, cool. Xbox is having some games, but the one game I'm just thinking about is, where the freak is Halo? And they're saying Halo Infinite comes out November. But from what it sounded like, Halo Infinite doesn't sound like it's going to be a story game. It just sounds like it's a Destiny. Like it's just an online game that everybody goes and explores and does things together. It's not like one player game, player story, and then you're good. It sounds like it's going to be anybody could play.
Okay, but like I haven't been interested in Halo since Halo 1. Are you trying to say that if they came out with the same kind of Halo that you might be interested in it?
No, I'm saying is,
so they got to do something different.
What I'm saying is why are they not like I don't know if anybody's out there listening to this. Tell me if I'm right or wrong, or tell me what Halo Infinite is. To me, it looked like it was an online gameplay, no story mode. Or if there is a story mode, it isn't like your traditional Halo game. It doesn't seem like it's going to continue the story. And it seems like it's going to be an open world, open space, or open whatever. And you can play with other people. But it's not going to be like the last Halos or like your traditional Halo.
It looks like a Call of Duty kind of style. I don't know.
That doesn't say anything. Is it an online game or is it a story game?
Okay, so it's got a free multiplayer mode.
Okay, again, is it an online game or is it a story game?
It's both. The online game is free, and the story mode, I guess you purchase. I don't know.
So you don't even know if it's a story game.
I'm not interested in Halo.
If it's an online, okay, what you just said right now tells me it's an online game. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what this is. It seems like it's an online game. Is it an okay? And again, I'm going to ask anybody out there listening: is this an online game only, or is this a story mode game? Is it like your traditional Halo games? Because if it's not a traditional Halo game, that means you guys have been out of an actual Halo game for how many years now? It's been a long time since you guys have had an actual Halo game. And this again, this like I was listening to fanboys, Xbox fanboys. They're like, finally, we get an Xbox game and it's gonna be free and you could play online, free online game. It's just like, wait a minute. This is not your story mode game. They're giving you a band-aid saying, here you go. We'll give you the Halo when we feel like it, but we'll launch the Xbox without Halo, and we're not going to give you a Halo game for Lord knows how long.
I don't remember the last story mode that I've even played. Usually I just go straight to online.
You haven't played Halo since the first one, so be quiet. You don't know nothing. Again, anybody out there that are Halo fans or real Xbox fans, you let us know in the comments section. Because this is, well, to say the least, disappointing. Because I thought, again, remember, I'm not an Xbox guy, but if Xbox don't produce good games, PlayStation could just chill. If Xbox produces some great games, PlayStation has to be on their toes. Right now, Xbox is killing, or I'm sorry, PlayStation's killing Xbox. We'll get to that in a second. I know you talked about sales before, but the last game I want to bring up from Xbox, which this was a joke. It's a Pirates of the Caribbean game. Graphics look like trash. It doesn't even look like a cool cartoon game. It looks like a trashy cartoon game. It's a Pirates of the Caribbean that's coming out, I think, in a few weeks. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, are you guys serious? I'm like, this has to be a joke. This has to be a joke. And it's not a joke.
Okay, I'm looking at it. It's called the Sea of Thieves, I think.
Trash. Trash.
What is this? Why are the graphics so bad?
That's how they did it.
June 22nd.
It just solidifies what I've been saying about Xbox. You know, people are like, "Oh, Xbox is so great." What game is so great on it right now? Please tell me. Well, we got the Forza 5. Okay.
Yo, this looks like it could be a Switch game. Like,
yeah. It's trash.
What is this?
It's their Xbox exclusives that are coming out right now is horrible. I'm just like, dude, you guys what are you doing, Xbox? The whole thing with Bethesda is they're not doing anything great with it. They announced a couple games, but a lot of people are kind of like, dude, there's nothing really happening with Bethesda right now. What is Xbox doing? I'll tell you what Xbox is doing. Xbox is absorbing them, and they're going to put them part of their Microsoft Game Day One, whatever you want to call it, not exclusive. They want to put it on that. They're trying to migrate it there, and then later on, if they're like, okay, we'll sell these games for PlayStation to use, like hopefully Fallout. Then they could say, okay, here's for your PlayStation, but you know, we've already had it for Xbox, so what do you want? Okay. What was that number that you were telling me that you told me I was gonna like it with console sales, Xbox versus PlayStation?
Like 2 million? I think it was 2 million, wasn't it?
Well, what is it? 2 million means nothing to me. What does it mean? Explain to me, Lucy.
2 million more consoles PlayStation 5 has sold versus Xbox.
Is Xbox is still hard to get, isn't it?
Yeah, they're still hard to get, but Xbox. Okay, I'll save this for the end. Keep going. Xbox doesn't care about console sales.
Well, if they don't make any sales, they're going to be out of business.
So, I guess I'll just bring it up now. they're going to be trying to move away from console sales, and they're putting the Xbox app directly into smart TVs now. All out of cloud-based gaming. That's what they're trying to do.
And that will be the death of Xbox. They're already struggling as it is. Sure, if we could say, hey, we're just going to put an app, that way you guys could put it on your TVs. No. Hails to the no. I could see PlayStation already has a cloud gaming system going. They already have their PlayStation now. So PlayStation's already ahead of Xbox on that. Why is Xbox? See, this is stupid, man. Like, again, imagine 3 years from now, they're saying like, okay, we're not going to make consoles anymore. We're going to have an app. That way you could download it on the Play Store or it can be on smart TVs. Imagine what happened to everybody who just bought an Xbox. Trash, horrible. Microsoft, you guys suck. Okay, moving on. Moving on. See, Xbox just pisses me off, dude. It just makes me mad. Like they're retards. Anyway. Before I start saying too much. Ubisoft. You saw the trailers. I sent that over. You can check it out.
Yeah.
The first one, Rainbow Six Extraction.
Yeah.
That game looked pretty clean.
Right.
I'm like you, I'm not much on the whole zombie thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like when they jump, you're like, ooh, shit.
Yeah. Bethesda.
Spooky. Hey, this isn't our Halloween special yet. Yeah, it's just Rainbow Six looks pretty good, dude. It's the way the gameplay was working, and
Rainbow Six has such a huge following for only releasing a game every so many years. Like, when was the last Rainbow Six released? I don't even know.
Might have been like 4 or 5 years ago.
But religiously, people play that shit every day as their number one game.
But see, that's the thing. When Rainbow Six drops it, you don't have to wait until the next console to get one. You'll get like 2 or 3 games in that console. Which is cool. I'm okay. And I'm glad they're pushing this game out so early as the console's just launched.
Right, right. But maybe these console manufacturers need to look at shit like that and be like, yo, why is Halo our champion? Why can't Rainbow Six be my champion? Or, like something like that.
Well, it's that whole exclusive thing that Xbox want. When you look at the exclusives that PlayStation has, and, be honest, Xbox, the first Xbox, when it came out, exclusives, games galore. Here we go. Yeah. Xbox, you got Halo. Everyone's like, ooh, what's Halo? Let's check it out. Gears of War. Look at Gears of War. Dude, they came out with these bangers that came out and people loved them.
Yeah.
But the problem was PlayStation 2 was like, well, we got this game and this game and this game and this game. PlayStation 2 is still by far the most sold consoles of all time. And I think they have some kind of I don't know if it's a Guinness Book World Records or some kind of record, but they had PlayStation 2 had the most blockbuster games of all time. Like they pretty much knocked Nintendo out of the water, and Xbox came out when that was going on, but they came out with some exclusive games that people were just like, ooh, what's this? This is kind of cool. You know
what? The Xbox came out, like we've talked about this before, but Xbox came out with their VR style stuff, and that kind of put them apart from what Sony was doing. When Xbox moved away from that and Sony started to pick it up, when you don't have exclusive features that set you apart as a console, as hardware, or whatever it comes, because those VR features will also come with exclusive games to work with that. It's almost like, well, why am I gonna buy that if this can do this? You know what I mean? And I get it. Like, I don't know. I've always kind of had Xboxes, and maybe I'm just part of that fanboy crowd that I just continue to play Xboxes. Cool. I've never once owned a PlayStation, so maybe I'm just scared of change. I don't know what it is.
Try it. Try it. Once you get it, I'm telling you. But with what you're saying, I'm going to piggyback on that. When PlayStation 3 came out, they were still pumping out those PS2 games.
Yeah.
And Xbox was capitalizing on all that stuff. And during that Xbox, I think it was a 360. It was a 360 that came out when they were capitalizing it. When they started to fire people and then wanted to house certain things together to control things better, and PlayStation said, come to us. That's when the PlayStation 4 came out and the Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 just went whoosh, just took off like crazy. And now, like when I got the PS5, there is a grip ton of games on the PS4 that were known as hits, blockbuster hits. With the new Xbox One, there wasn't any hits that came out, nothing blockbuster that came out. You know, it's just like, oh, here's a new console. Here it is. Just because PlayStation's doing it, we got to do it too. It's just like, dude, like, focus on some of your games, man. Come out with your new fucking Halo and come out with your new Gears of War. Why don't you guys do something with your exclusives, man? You guys are, I don't know. It just pisses me off. You're going to get me going again.
When I look for games now, one of the things that I actually look for is it cross console compatible? Like if you have a PlayStation 5 and I have an Xbox, can I play with you? I'd like to see more of that shit. I understand that consoles need exclusives, but I like to see more, especially these battle royale games. Like it's all based on a server. You don't need a whole lot of different shit. Why can't we all play together? You know, like why can't we be friends?
It's going to happen for sure. It's already heading in that direction.
Yeah, but I want to see more of it.
I got to tell you, man, if you could get your hands on a PlayStation and fire it up, even if you're just like, you know what, I'm actually selling this one and I have it sitting here, dude, just turn it on, play it, and then reset it if you do sell it, but play it. Like the remote, the mechanics on that remote is ridiculous. Like you like, I'm telling you, you're as soon as you get the remote in your hand and you play, I don't know, Call of Duty, Fortnite, any of those games, the shooter games, you're going to be like, dude, where has this been all my life? Like, seriously, like.
Okay, I'll wait for the PS5 Slim because I don't have enough room in my apartment for those air conditioners.
Yeah. I'm telling you that, yeah, we'll get to that. As soon as you get it, we'll talk.
Okay, all right.
The next one from Ubisoft that I thought was amazing was, I called this the real Guitar Hero, called Rocksmith Plus.
Yo, that looked interesting still.
Dude, and I think that's coming on PlayStation. I don't know if it's on both consoles.
So I've only seen a clip of it, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Are people using their own guitars?
That's what it looked like.
Yo, that is badass.
That's what it looked like. I was like, wait a minute, where is the fake guitar? I want my fake guitar. I want my guitar with the green, red, yellow, blue, whatever. Like, yeah. Let me, like, dude, where's my Guitar Hero guitar? Dude, it looked like like those guitars on that video were real. Now I don't know if they were just saying like, oh, it feels real, but dude, that game looked legit. That game looked really cool. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of those things that you put a USB adapter, you know, and then you put another plug-in into the guitar if it's one of those electric guitars, and it does stuff. I don't know, but it looked cool. I'm interested. I'm gonna wait until it's out to get more details on it, but it looked cool. Now, the next one is, I know a lot of people who have been waiting for this one. I'm kind of curious because I did have fun as a party game, called Just Dance 2022. Just Dance.
Oh my god.
Dude, like I don't even know how many drunk stories or drunk parties I could tell you that we were just thrashed, and we were playing Just Dance, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I'll tell you that. But the new one looks good.
How does it get better? I've never played this Just Hangover the Next Day game.
How does it get better?
Don't they just include new songs?
New song.